Well, we were sure ready to go when we went camping this year.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to it.
So we started Buena Vista and rented those e-bikes with the fat tires and the big batteries. Big batteries.
Big tires.
Big tires, big batteries. That got us all the way from Buena all the way up above Cottonwood Lake.
And it just would go up steep in waves, and
There were steep sections.
Yeah, there were. And when you jumped on it, just went right up it. Well, then I finally figured out, yes, you have to pull the lever down and pedal.
Yeah.
And so up we went.
We were worried we'd have to use some battery to get back down, but like you said,
Hardly any.
We could have had no battery, and we just flew down there.
Yeah.
Well, you did.
Well, we once we got off this road, but I can remember at one point she says, "Okay, Dad, you only need one finger on your brake because they are very sensitive." But he says, "Be sure the rest of your fingers are wrapped around those handlebars." Well, that was good advice because that thing was just going like this. It was really rocky, really rough. And
you were going 29 miles an hour on that gravel
no,
road.
No. Well, that road was smooth, though. I'm talking about the one up top. At that point, we were on on really a wide, smooth road. It just happened to be gravel, and just happened to have a washboard to it.
Yeah.
And going up, when we were pedaling, we were going slowly enough that washboard just jarred your teeth out.
Yeah.
Coming down, you got above a certain speed, it just kind of went
right over it.
Right over it. It was fun. Well, it's when we got out on the
highway,
asphalt on the highway, where it was more dangerous because it was really curvy coming off of Cottonwood Pass.
Yeah.
And so I went into one of those curves a little fast. And and when I came out of it unscathed, I thought, no, I can slow
it down a little bit. Before you slowed it down, I looked down and we were going 36.
36. Okay.
on a bike with no throttle. We were just coasting.
Yeah.
But
we were cruising along.
Well, it was fun. I'll give you that. And I was amazed that you were going that fast. But we had a great time on that.
Yeah.
On the bike section.
Yeah, and then we drove over the pass.
Yes.
No, that was
Cottonwood Pass.
Then we went to
Norwood.
Yeah. Which was near Telluride. The air was just kind of hazy, and it wasn't clouds. It was
definitely
smoke.
Hazy. We knew it was smoky. We didn't know what it was, and that there had been a huge wildfire in Black Canyon of the Gunnison. So we stayed in Norwood.
Nice little place to spend the night.
Yep. And then we went to Telluride the next day.
Yeah. We
got packed. Our packs were yours was 28 pounds, mine was 36 pounds, and which was light we're getting lighter and lighter.
Yeah.
We got that new tent. It's even lighter than our bivy sacks. That tent's 2 pounds, so we were feeling pretty good.
It was great. I felt really good about it.
Yeah.
It took us a little time to get on the trail. For one thing, I could not find my windbreak.
That's your shell. You can't go without it.
You've got to have that. Yeah. So we went into Telluride, and I found me a new shell, and that worked well.
And got to explore Telluride a little bit, and we thought, okay, you go down that street, and there's the trailhead. So we thought, great, we'll just drive up, and we're ready to go.
Yeah. Now, where are we going to park?
We didn't. Every trailhead I've ever been to has parking. That's what it's for. And then they said, this is the trailhead to this trail. I assumed it was parking. It was the trailhead to the trail.
And not a sign of a place to park.
And it was no parking, no parking, no parking.
No parking.
And it was all residential.
Yeah.
And they were very strict about parking in that town. It's no overnights, and it's like in certain areas you could maybe get by with it, but you had to know the rules, and there were certain hours you could do it. Well, we were going to be gone 5 days. We can't just leave a car.
And it was like, we found a spot, and I think it was like $50 a day.
Yes, $50 overnight, in addition to $2 an hour.
Oh, okay.
So there's no, I mean, we could just, I mean, there's no. But in Telluride, we were, what are we going to do? We thought of all kinds of options. I called the city. I talked to people. You know, how are we going to park? How are we going to get our car? Oh, no, you can't just leave your car. Oh, do you have a hotel room here? Well, you could park it at the hotel. No, we don't want to pay $300 a night for a hotel.
Yeah.
To park our car.
That's why we stayed in that little
in
town.
Norwood. So we quickly recalculated and figured out there's a little forest road. It's called Forest Road 637, and it was a mile outside town. And we thought, well, maybe there's some parking on that road. It didn't say there was parking, but maybe we could find some.
And we could access the trail from that road.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what kind of trouble we're getting into.
No.
But we're going to give this a try.
But at least we're getting away from the trouble we were in.
That's true. All right. Here, take a look at this. And it was a one-lane road with a sheer drop-off. It was so neat. It was quite the adventure. Yeah, and there was great parking right there. And just right off the side of the road.
Right on.
So we got on Deep Creek Trail. We started at 2 o'clock. The first part of it was pretty easy, but then it turned from the river and went up.
This is still the bright gesture, though.
Oh yeah.
We had talked to a lady who had hiked that trail all the time. She says, "Oh, there's a beautiful place to camp, just on up from the river, and you have this wonderful view of Mount something or other."
Yeah.
And so we says,
"Sounds great.
Sounds good. You got a campsite.
A good campsite always has water, right, Dad?"
Always. So we took off. We were carrying water.
We were carrying about 2 liters, I think.
Yeah.
From the car.
So we get to this camp area, and she's right. There are wildflowers growing everywhere.
A beautiful meadow.
And the woods opened up. You could see it was a meadow.
We could have pitched our tent anywhere and been comfortable. No water.
No water. And we saw where the water was supposed to be, and probably back in May, when she did camp there was plenty of water, but not in July.
So anyway, we got up to a ridge.
Yeah.
And there's no water on a ridge. We know that. You can't find water on a ridge.
And we were down to 1 liter apiece.
Yeah.
For the night.
Yeah.
And the hike
and dinner
the next day.
And the hike the next day. The next known water source was 1.5 miles and 1,000 feet up.
Yeah.
So we were getting a little bit worried what we were going to do.
My anxiety was that before going on this backpack trip, I had gone into AFib because I had become dehydrated.
Yeah.
And it had put me into AFib.
And it wiped you out.
Oh, absolutely. I would try to walk over to get our dinners, and I wouldn't take the stair because I didn't have the energy. And it's like, what's going on? What's the matter? Well, it was AFib. Do I want to get dehydrated again? And no.
Out in the wilderness?
Yeah.
And that would have been the end of the trip. We'd have had to go back. So we ate the next day's lunch for dinner because our dehydrated dinner requires a good amount of water.
Yeah.
We sipped on our water that night and we came up with a plan.
You had this handy dandy map on your phone,
Yeah.
some kind of app, and it showed a blue line in the forest.
Yes, but I
trail.
had convinced myself that it wasn't worth going down there, because that was a long trek off the trail down, and then to come back up, you know, and it probably was dry because there's no snow anywhere, and that was probably just a snow runoff creek that could be very easily
surfaced
dry.
at that point.
And it was because it was right off the ridge, so where's the water coming from if there's water down there? So I thought, no, it's probably dry. It's not worth the risk. I'll just walk the next morning, early morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk to the next creek, 1.5 miles there, 1,000 feet up, with no pack, so I'm faster, and filter a bunch of water and come back.
Workable plan, but losing a half a day at least.
At least. After we calculated, after going on that trip with our backpacks, it would have taken at least 4 hours. Maybe 5 for me to get back. So I was thinking, and I was headed to the creek. That was my goal. I head out early in the morning, just felt great. And I thought, and I saw that blue line again on my map, and I was like, maybe I should just check it out.
Yeah.
And I went down there, and sure enough, it was dry. It was a dry riverbed, and I thought, well, darn it, okay. I'll have to admit that, you know, that was worth a risk anyway. But then I thought, well, there's another branch to that river. There were 2 branches that went together into a river.
Really?
And so I thought, it's level from here to there, so I'll just go over to that other branch, and found a spring.
Yes, you did.
Oh, that water never tasted so good. Oh, it was such a relief.
Yeah.
All right, so when I went on an adventure this morning and went kind of down this way and found a spring, look what I met coming back up. So I had to try to avoid these cliffs. I was down there looking up at these cliffs thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to get through all those woods back to that spot or up here? And so I decided to go on up this way. Wow, it was quite the hike. It took, I don't know, 45 minutes for me to go up that. It was hard, but I didn't care. It took me an hour and a half, and it was there and back, and just feeling so good about myself. I felt like I was a hero. I'm coming back with the water.
I'll tell you, you were a hero. I couldn't believe our good fortune. So tanked up, packed up, well fed, off we go.
Yes.
Second day. Only now we are on
the Sneffels Highline Trail.
Sneffels. That's why I can't remember.
Yeah. You were always trying to say Sneffels.
Yeah.
The Sneffels Highline Trail was amazing. Most of it's on a pitch around Mill Creek Basin. And so it's got little bluffs and other formations and very interesting things going on geologically. But your views were just incredible because the trail was just cut right into the side of that pitch. And so we just got amazing views. And we would comment about the variety of terrain too. Like we'd go into an aspen forest before we got up above tree line. And then these hoodoos would pop up, and you'd go explore around the hoodoos, and there'd be a cliff, 300-foot cliff just dropping off the side of it. And then, of course, the evergreen.
Deep woods to exposed rock.
It was just so neat, the variety of terrain.
It was at the height of wildflower season.
Yeah.
There were wildflowers strewn along the trail. Up the ridge,
the meadows,
the meadows, the wildflowers were
everywhere, and the variety of wildflowers, not just one kind. It was they were just everywhere.
It was the prettiest trail we had done.
Yeah, I think hands down the best backpacking I've ever done.
It was just one amazing view after another.
And at one point, and there were bluffs and stuff, you could see the bluff. They were quite a ways down, maybe, 200, 300 feet down. And that drop-off was quite a ways away from us. But it got steep enough to the point where I thought, okay, if I fall with my backpack attached to me, I might not be able to stop, even though it's quite a ways. So I unlatched my backpack, thinking if I fall or stumble, I'm going to ditch this thing.
Bailing.
I'm bailing out.
So we got to the next camping spot where there was water. Well, we still had energy left. We were cooking along, and it was still fairly early in the day. So we thought, well, we can get to the next campsite.
Right. It was called Mill Creek Basin Backcountry Camp. And that ended up being 3 miles and 1,100 foot gain that day. There was a beautiful waterfall. You remember that waterfall?
Beautiful.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, Russ had to pay extra for this.
We walked below it, and then we walked up around and got around it. We were looking for a way across the creek.
Yeah.
Because you had to get across the creek to get to the camp spot.
To the camp spot.
And it wasn't that deep or whatever, but it was wide enough. We knew we were going to get either our shoes wet or we had to take our shoes off, and you ended up taking your shoes off, which was a good choice. My runners are supposed to be quick dry. And I thought, if any place I would want to experiment with that, it would be here.
Yeah.
So I just went right through. And they were wet for about a day. Of 24 hours. Oh, well. Live and learn.
Well, that was the plan when we passed up that first creek. Is that'll give us a free day when we're not hiking, and we can just do a day hike.
We can stay at the base camp.
Yeah.
Up at 11,300 feet.
And it looked out on this side of this mountain.
Beautiful.
And we could see little spots up there, and they were moving. And so
they
we
would
realized,
lay down for a while and stand up and walk for a while. What are those? Elk.
So they were fun to watch.
Yeah. And a creek that led through, basically past where we were pitching our tent, and then the waterfall. So we were on the top of the water.
And our hiking around that free day was really welcome. We walked through the woods and came up on a mama elk with her little one, who wasn't quite so little anymore, and she didn't startle her or anything. She just kind of wandered off.
We did have some rain showers, but not too shabby in our new tent.
Oh, was that nice.
So the fourth day, we were planning to go up and over the pass and back down below tree line to camp the next night. And it was going to be 900 feet up and 700 feet down. So pretty good hike.
Pretty good hike.
And on the way up, we saw something I'll probably never see again in my lifetime.
Never see again. It was just people would hike out there for half of their life and maybe not see that.
Yeah. There was a herd of 50 elk.
50. It was amazing.
And the only reason I would have guessed 50 is because we counted half the herd.
Yeah.
And we counted 25.
Yeah.
And they were on the other side of the creek.
Yeah, so they were far enough away, but easily visible. I mean, they were, and I kept thinking when they would just stand dead still and so on, I thought they would be saying to themselves, "Do they see us?"
Yeah.
And on that trail, we also stood and pondered, looking where the trail had to go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it was just a solid mountain.
Yeah, where
How
is
are
it?
you going to get over that?
It's too steep.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, we'll just keep hiking, and I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Yep.
And eventually, you could see just the little line that was the trail, switchbacking, cutting clear across the face of that over to here, and then cutting clear back over to where there. That's where you would go through.
Yeah, over the pass.
Over the pass. It was like it had gone from fairly fine, gravelly, like underfoot,
Yeah.
to it was like there was a bit of an avalanche or something.
Yeah.
And these were big
rocks.
boulders.
Yeah.
And right over the path.
The
your
path, you
went
had to
right,
scramble over those rocks.
Right through them. So you're
and
scrambling.
You know, it was a pretty steep pitch.
And yeah, you can scramble with a backpack on. But if you make any missteps, you're going to bang yourself up. And so you went through with a backpack, came back, got my backpack and took it through and finished.
Up to the pass.
Mm-hmm. And as high as we were, what was about 12, wasn't it? Even that high, there were flowers trying to grow.
There were.
It's just beautiful.
We saw a little marmot.
Yeah.
That had its home up there on the pass. So on the way down, we ate a little lunch at that spring. We found another spring.
Yeah.
And we found those hollow logs.
It's one of those serendipitous things. You're walking along, and we looked at them, and they were hollow. And we says, well, I'll bet that would make a nice sound. So we got 4 sticks and started drumming. It was so fun. Yeah.
That day we found another fantastic campsite.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if this little level spot on the map was going to have anything like a level spot, but it was perfect. And there was a spring there too, which is not far away. You just walk down a little ways through the chipmunk village. They had made little homes out of the pine cone flakes.
There were piles
and piles of pine cone flakes. And so you'd fall into a hole once in a while. It was real mushy there, but on the other side of that little village was a spring.
Yeah.
And we just drank out of the spring. Yeah, it was so neat.
Yeah.
You could look out over the valley and just relax. It was great.
And then
the 5th day,
we hiked out the next day, the 5th day.
Yeah. And it was a beautiful day. It was blue skies, and the trail just didn't let us down. I mean, it just kept giving us variety of terrain and beautiful, interesting things to explore. And one of the neatest things that we happened upon was this tiny little ridge that went out to a point.
Yeah, it looked like a little path off of the trail, and it went over a rise. So curiosity took over, and we hiked up there, and all of a sudden, we were looking down some sheer drop.
Yeah. I wanted to get out there to see if I could get a shot of me out there on that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went out there and got a little heebie-jeebie when I looked up to the camera. So down below, those plants were human-sized.
Big leaves.
Yeah, big leaves and really tall, almost as tall as we were.
Hmm.
So we ended up hiking 5 miles that day, down 2,300 feet, and up 300. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Oh, we'd gotten hardened by that time.
Yes. Had pretty good weather. It rained a few times, but man, what a trip.
Yes, it was. Thanks so much.
Look at these plants. It's like we're in an alien world.